Ethan Caldwell was a man who had conquered the world, but lost his way at home. His name was synonymous with innovation and wealth, his face a fixture in business magazines, his every move watched by the media. Yet behind the walls of his glass mansion, Ethan was just a father, haunted by the one thing he could not fix with money, his son's pain. His only child, Henry, was born with a rare neuromuscular disorder that left him unable to walk or speak clearly. Henry's mother, Ethan's beloved wife, had passed away when Henry was just a baby, leaving Ethan to raise him alone. He poured his fortune into the best doctors, therapists, and technology. But nothing seemed to reach the quiet sadness in Henry's eyes. Ethan's days were filled with board meetings and negotiations, but his nights were spent by Henry's bedside, reading stories and wishing for a miracle. One gray Saturday morning, Ethan decided to take Henry out for breakfast, hoping a change of scenery might lift his spirits. They ended up at a small, bustling diner on the edge of the city, a place Ethan had never noticed before. The air was thick with the scent of coffee and pancakes, the clatter of dishes and laughter filling the room. Ethan felt out of place in his tailored suit, but Henry's eyes widened with curiosity at the colorful chalkboard menu and the friendly faces. Their waitress, a young woman named Mia, greeted them with a warmth that immediately put Henry at ease. She knelt beside his wheelchair, speaking to him directly, asking about his favorite foods, and making him giggle with silly jokes. When their food arrived, Ethan watched as Henry struggled to hold his fork, his hands shaking with effort. Without hesitation, Mia offered to help, gently feeding Henry and chatting with him as if he were the most important person in the room. Ethan was stunned by her kindness, and for the first time in months, he saw Henry's face light up with genuine joy. Ethan found himself returning to the diner again and again, drawn not just by the food, but by the way Mia treated Henry. She remembered his favorite songs, brought him little toys, and always made time to sit with him, even when the diner was busy. Ethan began to open up to Mia, sharing stories of his late wife and the challenges of raising Henry alone. Mia listened with empathy, never judging, only offering comfort and understanding. She told Ethan about her own struggles, working too, jobs to support her younger brother after their parents died, putting her dreams of nursing school on hold to keep their small family together. Despite her hardships, Mia radiated hope and resilience, and her laughter was a balm to Ethan's weary heart. As the weeks passed, Ethan and Henry became regulars at the diner. The staff and customers grew used to seeing the billionaire and his son in their corner booth, and Mia became a fixture in their lives. But not everyone was pleased. The diner's manager, frustrated by Mia's frequent absences from other tables, warned her that she was spending too much time with one customer. Mia tried to explain, but the manager was unmoved, threatening to cut her hours if she didn't focus on her job. Mia was torn. She needed the money to support her brother, but she couldn't bear to abandon Henry, who had come to depend on her gentle care. Ethan overheard the confrontation one afternoon and felt a surge of anger and helplessness. For the first time, he realized that his wealth could be used for more than just comfort. It could be a force for good. That night, Ethan lay awake, thinking about Mia and the difference she had made in Henry's life. He realized that he had been so focused on fixing things with money that he had forgotten the power of simple human kindness. The next morning, he returned to the diner with a plan. He asked Mia to sit with him and Henry, and in front of the entire staff, he offered her a job as Henry's full-time caregiver and companion, with a salary that would allow her to quit both her jobs and return to school. Mia was stunned, tears streaming down her face as she accepted. The other diners applauded, and even the manager was left speechless. Mia's life transformed overnight. She moved into a small apartment near Ethan's home, bringing her brother with her. She enrolled in college classes, pursuing her dream of becoming a nurse. Henry flourished under her care, growing more confident and independent each day. Ethan too changed. He became more present, more open, and more grateful for the simple joys he had once overlooked. But the journey was not without its challenges. Mia struggled to balance her studies, her new job, and caring for her brother. There were days when she felt overwhelmed, doubting her ability to handle it all. Henry, too, faced setbacks, painful therapy sessions, medical emergencies, and moments of frustration when his body wouldn't cooperate with his dreams. Ethan worried that he had asked too much of Mia, that he was failing both her and his son. But together, they faced each obstacle with determination and love. Mia's brother, Leo, became like a little brother to Henry, and the three of them formed a bond that felt like family. Ethan supported Mia through her toughest days, reminding her of her strength and resilience. Mia, in turn, taught Ethan to slow down, to savor the small victories, and to find joy in the everyday moments. As the years went by, Henry blossomed under Mia's care. He learned to communicate more clearly, made friends at school, and even participated in a school play, with Mia and Ethan cheering him on from the front row. Mia graduated from nursing school with honors, her dream finally realized. Ethan, once a lonely billionaire, found himself surrounded by a family he had never expected. He and Mia grew closer, their friendship deepening into love. They built a life together, one filled with laughter, challenges, and the kind of happiness that money could never buy. On the day of Mia's graduation, Ethan stood beside her, holding Henry's hand as they watched her accept her diploma. He thought back to that chilly morning in the diner, to the moment he first saw Mia feed his son with such tenderness. He realized that her kindness had not only changed Henry's life, but his own as well. The story of the billionaire, the waitress, and the boy became a legend in their town, a reminder that true wealth is measured not by what you have, but by what you give. As they celebrated together, surrounded by friends and family, Ethan knew that their story was just the beginning of a legacy of hope and generosity that would inspire others for generations to come. Years later, Henry, now a young man, stood before a crowd at a charity gala organized by Ethan and Mia. He spoke with confidence, his voice clear and strong, about the power of kindness and the importance of giving back. He shared how a simple act, a waitress feeding a lonely boy, had changed the course of his life. The audience was moved to tears, and donations poured in to support children with disabilities and families in need. Mia, now a respected nurse and advocate, continued to mentor young people, sharing her story and encouraging others to believe in themselves. Ethan, once defined by his wealth, was now known for his generosity and compassion. Their home became a haven for those in need, a place where laughter and love filled every room. Holidays were spent with friends and neighbors, and every year, on the anniversary of that first breakfast at the diner, they returned to the same booth to celebrate. The day their lives changed forever, the legacy of kindness they built together touched countless lives, proving that even the smallest act of compassion can create ripples that last a lifetime. In the end, it wasn't the billions in the bank or the accolades on the wall that mattered. Most, it was the family they had created, the love they shared, and the hope they inspired in others.